That woman called the spirits, and they answered.
You saw what I saw. For once in your life, admit that you are up against something bigger than you.
Now, the good news about A Haunting in Venice is that director and star Kenneth Branagh has reduced Hercule Poirot's moustache considerably this time. It pretty much needed its own dressing room in Murder on the Orient Express and Death on the Nile. The less good news for Agatha Christie fans is that the original book, Halloween Party, has been severely tweaked, and not just by resetting it in Venice.
Hercule Poirot, I've found something. I've looked at it from every which way. I am the smartest person I ever met, and I can't figure it out, so I came to the second.
You are up to something, my friend.
A Haunting in Venice opens on Poirot retired among the canals, though he's constantly badgered by would-be clients with murders to solve. He refuses all requests until an old friend, the mystery writer Ariadne Oliver, makes him an offer she thinks he can't refuse.
I've seen a million of these so-called psychics, each one a fake.
I do not believe in psychics.
Come with me to a seance. Spot the con I can't.
It's Tina Fey leading a typically international cast, from the Irish stars of Branagh's Belfast, Jamie Dornan and young Jude Hill, to Camille Cottin, fondly remembered from the French TV series Call My Agent. Oh, and coffee ads with George Clooney. But I digress. Ariadne lures Poirot in to investigate an apparently fake psychic, cashing in on people's misery.
Detective, you are here to discredit me, but I can talk to the dead.
I'd give all I have to hear my daughter's voice.
If someone wants to be heard, we are here.
Enter the psychic Joyce Reynolds, played for some reason by Michelle Yeoh. Her séance takes place in the luxury home of opera singer Rowena Drake, who's desperately trying to make contact with her recently deceased daughter, Alicia.
Everyone who ever lived here falls victim to some tragedy. Like her daughter a year ago.
Among the guests are a shell-shocked doctor and his too-clever-by-half son, a chef, a couple of refugee siblings, and a superstitious housekeeper. The usual Agatha Christie job lot. The séance takes place and then takes a turn for the bizarre.
Listening.
Mama? Alicia?
Rowena swears that the uncanny voice coming from the mouth of Mystic Michelle is in fact that of her daughter. Further gimmicks include a typewriter that operates with nobody touching it and a chandelier that suddenly crashes to the floor. But by now all we're really interested in is who's the body.
What is happening?
The murder happens in a suitably dramatic fashion. All the lights go out. Poirot insists on the doors being locked and that nobody leave the room. And off we go.
You can't trap us here. Somebody is dead. No one shall leave this place until I know who did it.
But with Agatha Christie adaptations, you do have to stay on the Christie rails. Once you deviate, trying to make it more modern and relevant, for instance, you get into trouble. Branagh seems determined to change Poirot from the fussy, vain Belgian of the books to a serious, earnest chap with a heroic backstory, though goodness knows why.
Don't look at me like I'm a suspect. We're old friends.
Every murderer is somebody's old friend.
It's certainly no improvement on the David Suchet Poirot in the classic TV series, and it's also a lot duller. It's as if he sucked all the personality out of Poirot in the first two movies and replaced it with an outsized moustache. And now he's cut back the moustache.
Tonight, we are all afraid. We cannot hide from our ghosts. Whether they are real or not.
As for the ludicrous extra ghost story elements, well, frankly, they're as phony as Poirot's accent. The best thing about A Haunting in Venice, once again, is the famously picturesque location. Venice will never let you down, unlike this movie.
You have been hiding here all this time.
Who are you talking to?